Welcome to Nevermind The Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind The Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Bam. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you by a generous grant from our good friends over at the Independant.org. And I'm sorry, I am having a little bit of touch sensitivity issues with my system, so it may take me a moment to do the bells and whistles, but that's okay because this is what we're going to talk about today. First off, indecd.org is your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest musicians, authors, editors, proofreaders, basically anyone and anything who can get what you want done till the end of the year, I think. He is running it for only $5. And if you go, and I'm going to give you a hint, if you guys go to the to his very first podcast, the first 100 people, and only first 100, will have a shot at a half-off coupon, which will knock it down to $2.50 for a lifetime place online. Friends, please go with that. Now, we're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword. It's not that, pal, no. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, my 3-part and ongoing series of manuals on Western martial arts, as well as Through the Thinning Veil, 7 great stories to chill your bones, and all the things associated to the Big Stumpy Robots universe. Plus, don't forget Art and Tales Volume 1 is still out there for your amusement. We're just going to gloss over that. Today, we're going to get right into it. We have to talk about setbacks and failures. And I'm going to try to get my system to let me have don't mute. I want to make sure I'm not muted. Glasses. That might not be as doable as it should be. Yeah, I'm going to have to operate with there. You'll notice nothing seems to be working quite right today. When I show you the current piles of mixed up setup, you'll understand. But here's the situation, guys. We are all scared of failure, right? And this will feed into my accountability. However, I want to talk about something because there is that fear of failure. There's that fear of setbacks, and we do have to endure them. Right now, I am doing a tremendous song and dance to try to make things work even close to how I would like them to work. But that's okay. We have that happen. Now, everything I've learned from what I do to where I'm going has been learned in spite of the situations I'm in, rarely because of them. So I have learned far more being the little fish in the big pond, cruising with people who are farther along than I am, than I ever did when I felt like I was a big duck in a little puddle. I've learned more in coming back from things that should have knocked me down and kept me down than I have getting, on the times where you feel like you're riding the high. Because you have to remember, I'm going to tell you a great secret, okay? There are only two types of energy in the world that matter. I learned this from my time in the Michigan City area schools. You got your hustle and you got your flow. Everything else is just distraction. You are either working towards your goal or coasting by on the work you have done. That's it. And you have to have a balance to that. Because just as you have to hustle your butt to get places, you have to be able to, let me see something. You have to be able to, oh, there we go. That feels a little squarer. You have to be able to move forward with your efforts, okay? It sucks. But you know what happens after you've gone through a couple things going wrong? You develop contingency plans. All right? This is a big deal. Because when things go wrong, the people who haven't been through a storm, they may not know what to do. They may get lucky, they may not. If they're smart, they've talked to people who've been through storms so that when their own storms come, they can navigate. But friends, the trick is you never, ever give up, okay? I'm going to say that again. You never give up. The unofficial motto of my family is, as long as there's life, we keep charging the enemy. And keep charging the enemy as long as there's life. We get kind of Germanic in our word order sometimes. And occasionally, important phrases are reversible. Lots of Yodaisms in my house. But I'm not okay. I want to double check that people have been going since I started, and everyone at least can hear me. So I will be scrolling back up and making sure my comments are handled. But life is a little better with this bigger screen. There we go. Now, but what are you going to do? Oh, no. Well, part of it is think ahead, and part of it is have a flexible mind. If it can get the job done for a minute, use it. If you see something that might be useful later, and you can acquire it now, you tuck it away. I will give an example. The main computer is still in the living room because I have to try to take it apart again. So, in this time, I went through the TV. I thought it was going to be the monitor. It doesn't have the right connection. Carl's box. Guess what? It didn't have the right connection on that end to talk to another monitor that is down here. Pardon my mess. There we go. I'm in the middle of absolute chaos, but guess it will talk to the old tablet that I got from Luke Stone. So, improvise that. During the course of that time, my phone decided to crash. So at one point last night, the only thing going was this box that you're on, which is my lovely Chromebook. People ask me what I do with the money I earn. I bought an $80 Chromebook as a backup, and it is saving my bacon. It has a stylus, and the stylus attaches so I don't lose it, because I am incredibly absent-minded. Everyone knows this. But my point is, we are getting there. And I have a fallback to a fallback to a fallback. Why? Because things go wrong. And if you know things go wrong, you accept things go wrong, you start to think in, okay, how can I make this right? And that's what we're doing, friends. because of learning and working around, I learn other things. I am now becoming rather adept at making a Chromebook work because of the problems I had with the other box. That, yes, I'll make this also clear. I failed yesterday. I failed colossally. No, it's okay, buddy. You're supposed to fail sometimes. I took my whole computer apart, right? And I did, to change out the RAM. I changed out the RAM. I put it together. It would not work. Now, realizing that it may take me a lengthy amount of time and I may not even be able to fix it, I made sure I had my fallbacks in place for today, because, business wise, right now, my priority is maintaining consistency with my broadcasting. I don't think I need the Indie CD logo for a little bit, so we're going to just put that away for a moment. It seems a little big. However, in the middle of that, when literally I had just got my phone restarted, I was restarting my phone. My tablet was doing something weird because I had installed, not tablet, my Chromebook. I'd installed Facebook Messenger. For some reason, it tried to install it twice, and as a bizarre glitch, every keystroke was then being repeated. So if I hit F, it would be FF. Okay? I had to deal with that, which means I learned how to get a app off this while I'm doing it. I now know that. And I took a commission because I'll be a dear friend of mine, Miss Jessie Trunk, one of my truly oldest friends, reached out to me, and she asked me to do a logo because she was playing with AI to do logo designs with, whatever AI thing. She decided that while she liked it as a reference device, she'd rather pay an artist to do it. So I want to put a huge bonus point, like of massive respect to her for making the decision that, knowing artists, even though it costs her money, she'd rather pay an artist to do that. That happened in the middle of this. And I adapted. I'm still going through. I have an art commission to design some logos now. I'll be working on that this week, and if I can't do it on this box, I'll do it on my cell phone. If I can't do it on my cell phone, I'll do it on the old tablet that I can't find. If I can't find the old tablet, I'll find a way. There's always a way. Okay? But I took like I said, I want to get back. I took that computer apart, put it back together, and it did not work. But I took a computer apart and put it back together. I have the experience, and I've gotten past that. I may fix it. I may not. I may be out an old computer. And that normally would be a gut punch, because I'm going to say you develop certain it's almost like PTSD. Maybe it is based from poverty. I'd really like to ask Carl about that at some point, where if you have endured being very broke for a long period of time, you learn things like you develop a fear of screwing up food, because if you screw it up, you can't replace it. So you don't experiment with meals as much. I've learned to, but I also got very good at what I do. But the fear of breaking something you can't replace, because making it right would be more than you could do. A lot of times, something I have, almost always, if I have something nice, I got a deal on it. This is like my Chromebook is my big nice purchase that I did for myself, and I'm really glad I did, because I wanted something non-Windows, because Windows keeps dying on me, and I have moral disagreements with Apple. So, what do? Real easy. You improvise and you watch sales and you're always on. Uh, People will say being broke is a failing. It is a setback, and it is. But being broke, especially in my, the way I was very young and then my young adulthood, I was very, very tight. My wife and I literally made it on $3,000 our first year. That's a kind of broke most people don't get to do. And there are a lot of people out there who do a lot less. But fortunately, this was 20 years ago, so there were systems in place. It would be impossible now. However, I learned things. And that's the trick. We're looking at books. Okay, so you sell a book that doesn't do well. First off, you've written and completed a book. Congratulations. You do a comic and it doesn't do well. Maybe you do a Kickstarter and it doesn't make it. Congratulations. Because you had done what very few would attempt, okay? I respect the guy who falls flat on his face trying to do something that he's trying to learn infinitely more than the person that it always comes easy to, okay? This is why Spider-Man is one of the world's most popular superheroes. Because Peter Parker never quite wins, But he's always trying. That is what I see as a necessity for life, because that's how you're going to survive. The people who adapt will survive, and you always learn. There is a fairly macho meme thing that goes around, I never lose. I either win or I learn. But guess what? It's the God's given truth. Okay, guys? If you want to do what we're doing, if you want to be a creative, if you want to make it, we are looking at a storm right now, and I understand that scares some people. That's why I brought Brian K. Morris in last episode, and if you did not see that, you missed out on pure distilled wisdom. But you can watch that in the replay after this, and be sure you're hitting the like on this, because this is not easy stuff to do, friends. But you have to. If you want to keep going, if you want the dream, you have to freaking earn it. And nobody's going to earn it for you. And I know that's a little grumpy and it's a little harsh, but sometimes we need that in our lives. We need to understand that we did it, and I got the scars to prove it. Okay? Every time we have a setback, we have to push harder. Which means until point of failure, and I mean, failure is when you give up. Failure is when you say, I am done. And there's no way around it. While my first attempt to fix that computer was an absolute fail, I admit it. My second attempt may not be, because I did something wrong. There are only a couple options I can think of that I did noticeably. So I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart and fix it. That's fine. If I do that and it still doesn't work, then I have to either talk just to a pro like Joey, or look up more. And even then, if that completely tanks, guess what? I have learned the process of how to switch out RAM. I just did something wrong, and I will sit and try to figure out what I did wrong for a while looking at what I can learn from it. The adventure is not in the victory. The adventure is not in the goal that you achieve. That isn't when you grow. That isn't the good part of the story. That isn't the part that matters. I'm going to tell you what, the dream of being an author or an artist or some kind of creative who's out there telling their story in whatever way it manifests. The dream, dear friends, is when you're doing it. You don't realize it, but these hard times, these weird times, The times you struggle are going to be the memories that stick, the ones that you prize the most. We're coming up on the holidays. And if you really, at least for me, the holidays I remember the most are the ones that went full on Clark Griswold, 4 alarm, everything went boink, and we still made it because we're family. And even if we weren't together, there was one year I wasn't with any of my family because they went on vacation and I had to work. I spent it with a guy named Matt Gully. At my house, we ate 2 pizzas. Sara Lee deep dish spinach pizza, and I think he brought a tombstone. And we had Thanksgiving together because his situation was similar. There was nobody else who could. I remember that crystal clear. At least pieces of it. I have memory loss. It's accepted. My world auto deletes. But the skills tend to stick around. Now, the fear I find from failure, the part that comes, it's like the ache, the pain, it's internalized BS. Okay? It might be left over from high school and or elementary school when you fell flat on your face and everyone laughed at you and it hurt. And I'm going to tell you something, and I mean no offense to Alec or any of the younger viewers. Your brain isn't fully developed till you're 23. I'm going to say that again, and I'm going to be specific. The neurotypical brain is not fully developed till you're 23. That means you don't have all your faculties. I'm not invalidating you as a person. I'm not invalidating your perspective at all. Anybody who watches as many cartoons as I do would never bash the younger perspective. But I will say this. When you are feeling something, especially shame, who are you embarrassed by? Like, who are you embarrassing? If it's not yourself, because it rarely is, who's that other sense that you feel would be ashamed? If you can slay that, at least for when it comes to things that don't have a moral issue, you can do anything, guys. You just have to be not afraid to fail. And see, I'm not afraid to look like a goof. I was blessed with a face for radio. Because I've never been pretty, I've never had to worry about looking pretty. It's an unattainable goal. No matter what I do, I will never be over 6 feet tall. Okay? And I spend a long time hearing from my female friends and stuff that if a man is under 6 foot tall, he's not a man. You hear things like this. And I learned if they want to write me off, fine, write me off. If people disvalue you, let them. People are going to think what they think no matter what you do. So do what you love. And when you fail, if you can keep perspective, and no one can do it all the time, it gut wrenches me. Trust me, I am, I have had to make certain decisions incredibly recently about some of this. Oh, I'm sorry, my fan's still going. One moment. That one, I think. I thought I had it turned off. Let me do that. I don't want, in case Cindy Cap is in the chat, I don't want, okay, I'll lean in. I don't want too much of a blink because I don't want to cause Cindy Cap trouble. But if there's no malice in your accidental failures, you have to let them go. And as you age, you have to sometimes stop and look at old memories from that perspective and go, wait a second. Was I wrong or were they just jerks? Why am I still listening to them? And when you hit that point, dear friends, you realize failures are a gift. Because the world is not graded on the letter arc with a bell curve and all that. Okay? It isn't. We'll talk about the bell curve, but the world is geared toward mastery. And if your boss is smart, if you don't know how to do something or you mess it up, they'll ask you fix it and then show you how or encourage you to learn how very quickly to not do it that way again. Okay? And when you're an independent creator, okay, my ceiling fan is up, so I don't have to crick. When you're an independent creator, like many of us are, you are your boss. So you have to analyze your stuff. You have to pay attention to what you're doing, but you have to be gentle with yourself. At least beyond a wholesome discipline. And every time you fail, you get to ask, why did I fail? Because the mind remembers failures. It latches onto them. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's an excellent survival technique. Humanity has survived in part because we have overactive imaginations. And, if every time we look out at the dark, if we look out in the dark 100 times and we're scared because there might be a saber-toothed tiger out there waiting to eat us, after the first time that there was and we didn't die, it has been justified. You get what I'm saying? But when you fail, and I want you to, because if you're failing, and this is the trick, you're doing something. A failed attempt, or an attempt that did not meet your requirements or your request or your desired outcome, is infinitely better than the attempt that only happens in your mind. I dream of being a writer. I dream of being a writer. Oh, I've always wanted to write. I've looked at all these manuals and things and word things and systems and prep. I just want to then write. You want to be an artist. And yes, every one of us who's an artist, and I'm going to get fire here, has had you can't make any real money. That's not a real job. First off, if you are creating, if you are being an artist, if you are chasing the pursuit of beauty, what a wondrous thing to be doing. It doesn't need to be capitalized. I encourage everyone to try things, and if you enjoy it, do it anyway. I would rather deal with people who make really cruddy ceramics and really cruddy paintings and they make decorations that don't line up than somebody who lacks the courage to even try. And it's okay if it brings you joy in the making, and possibly you're double blessed because it gives you joy in the making and then joy in the sharing and the joy in the giving. This is good. This is what we excel for. This is being human or sapient. Too long has the system of social pressures and economics come down on us, friends, and force us to survive. And I will tell you a terrible secret, thing they're most scared of. The CEOs, the economic types, the money makers are terrified of one terrible secret. With a flexible mind, you can become content and happy and have a good time regardless of your income. Your stuff might be kludged. It might be improvised. It might not fit any standards, including OSHA, but you can have fun with it. Now, is there work in it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything you make, build, create, produce, manifest. These are all verbs. Verbs require action. Action requires work. I love sitting before fire. I love just sitting in front of a fire, watching it go. You know, the little rumbles, the pops, sizzles, the dancing light that makes shapes in your mind, and just kind of lulling into that place between consciousness and awake. This is a beautiful thing. This is a mental rest. It's much like being underwater. Primal, elemental, glorious. But to get that, I've got to find a dead tree, and if it's not fallen down, make it go boom. I've got to run a chainsaw or a handsaw or something like that, cut it into chunks, move said chunks to where I want to split them, split said chunks, originally with the beauty and glory that is the splitting maul, solution to all problems. Go out and put them in a pile. And then when I want to keep that fire going, I have to watch the fire. I have to nurse the fire. I have to love the fire. Because remember, a fireplace is the advanced form of a candle, which is how we have pet fire. It is a living thing. To keep it alive, it has to be fed. It needs air. It will grow and run rapid if let, or it will die if it doesn't have its needs met. You have to put in the work. But when you put in the work, and yeah, you're gonna goof up. I have scars. I have scars from messing up trying to split wood. I've fallen splitting wood. I've had things fall on me. I've gotten into poison ivy, broken things, nearly broken myself. Been in some perilous situations dropping trees in my youth. But it's real. And I did it. So when I sit in front of a fire, it's different than if I just went out and bought firewood, stacked it up. I did all the work. And even if I did go out and buy firewood and do it, you still have to do the work of keeping it going. And that's where the promotion side of things. Promotion is real simple. I don't quite have as many viewers as somebody like Ryan K. Morris, but I have a good stock set, and you guys are amazing. The people who come and watch this video after it's aired, bless you all. People live in my chat who I'm mildly neglecting because I'm all right, bless you all. Seriously. But you're here for a couple reasons. And one of them is because I'm consistently here. I keep the fire tended. The other thing is, and I know this shocks you all, you're here because I fail in an amusing and oftentimes dramatic way. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in watching. There's no shame in learning. My first word was hot. It was. My mom would, touch the wood stove whenever I got near it and go, no, hot. No, hot. And she never used the word like that any other time that I was reaching for something hot, which makes sense. Then one day, a very little Nick, reaches up and he puts his hand on a cast iron stove for just a second. Jumps away, crying. Mom, takes care of me. I didn't burn myself bad, but it was hot. And the next time they reached for it, I looked and went, no. I went, hot. I pointed them because I didn't want them to do it again. I didn't want them to feel like I did. This behavior of mine is that old. But friends, I should have learned from her saying it's hot, but I couldn't conceptualize it. We have the ability to conceptualize. So when somebody says, It's hot. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. Be able to critically evaluate that and do it. It will save you getting burnt. And when you get burnt, don't just cry about the injury. When you fail, yeah, you can cry. I'm all about crying. I'm all about being mad. I'm all about expressing your energy because you got to get that out. You're blah. And then when you're done, okay. Did you learn something? I hope you did. Now, I'm going to run an ad because I haven't run an ad yet. And it is Wednesday, so I don't mind going a little late on things. But yes, you're experiencing some technical difficulties because the setup. There we go. We'll do that.
Hi, I'm Joe Bachman with the Independent Creator Directory, and today we're going to talk about signing up for the Independent Creator Directory. All you have to do is go to indiecd.org, that's indiecd.org, come over here, click on Become a Member. From now through December 31st, it's only a $5 fee to sign up. After December 31st, it will be going up to $40. Originally, it was $20, but with the cost of the server space and everything, we're needing to up the prices to help keep the lights on. But for the 1-year anniversary of IndieCD, we have dropped it to $5. Also, if you go to my podcast and listen to the first episode, you can get a 50% off coupon to be able to sign up for as little as $2.50 right now. If you have any questions, though, feel free to reach out to me at jbachman@indiecd.org, and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have. The $5 is still the lifetime membership, just like the normal price of $20. I still do all the setup for you. You still get access to the blog, and you still get access to the calendar. Thank you, and have a great day.
Hey, y'all. I may have just cut his ad short by accident. That's okay. Like we said, learning and setbacks. But now I have my happy little mouse set up, and it has this trackball, which makes life ever so much a track wheel, scroll wheel. This little dude right here makes life ever so much better than trying to run this through the touchpad. So let's get to your many, many comments. I know I'm way behind, guys, but it is Wednesday and I'm not inconveniencing anyone. So I'm going to deal with the comment dump that's hitting. And then I am going to hop and pop right through. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. We're getting comment dumps. Okay, so we're gonna knock through this real quick. First through the door is Alex Creations. Good morning, Alec. I don't know if you're still here, but I sure hope you're hanging around. Very early. Yeah, you got here there at 7:30. I'm amazed it let it click. A lot of times it cuts it off at about 9. And Grant says, I have to give my friend a ride to the vet, so I will not make the show. Well, I'm sorry you won't make it on time, Grant, but I'm glad Beowulf is doing well, and I hope. Oh, comment dumps. Hold on. I hope that continues to bring you some profit before it closes, and that you start prepping on that trade paperback, because I know a lot of people are probably waiting on that too. Now, let's see. Let's see. Here we go. And just wanted to say hi. Well, we're glad you did. Happy hump day, folks. Happy hump day. And we're getting over it. Even if we land on our face, we can slide down the hill like a penguin if we have to get to the weekend. Am I right or am I right? Now, let's see. We got some accountability coming in. Having a D&D session today, working on some art as well. Trying to get a bit of my old works in progress done, but those take a bit for me at least. That happens. Everybody has works in progress as long as you keep progressing on them. Working on quite a bit of things, but enjoying it. That's what we want to hear. Just keep striving, keep trying. Ours is to strive and never give up. Hey, Alec, and hey, Donna, how are you? I know I'm looking like a call center, Nick, but I want you to know I'm still thinking about you. I hope you're having a good morning. Let's see. Joe. Nick's computer messed up last night. Joe B is on midnight shift. It'll be interesting to see how this morning goes. That's right, folks. Ain't nothing gonna hold me back. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. This should have been muted, and I don't want to get sued for badly singing. So we will do that. We will do that. And why is that making noise? Well, that was making noise. There we go. Boop. Oh, good, good, good. That one, I know I don't normally take messages, but I am really glad to see that. That means in the fairly near future, I will have an announcement. Ooh, an announcement? I'm working on something. And by working on something, I have my incredibly competent, beautiful, and talented wife who isn't watching the show because she's working her butt off while working her butt off, doing something utterly amazing, and I am giddy about it. But it's not finalized, so I can't talk about it yet, so I didn't. You guys don't know what's going on. I have said nothing, no proof or anything. What? Hello, everyone. Hello, Carl. I hope you're doing well. On a fun note, I watch a program called Cinema Therapy on YouTube, in which a licensed therapist and his buddy who needs therapy but also makes movies review different movies and things from a mental health standpoint. It's fascinating. It's great, actually remarkably fun program. But he just did an episode reviewing therapists. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Because if it, he called out any therapists in his audience, anyone, counselors, whatever, to say their opinions. So it might be a good place for you to both talk to folks and get some traction. Because you need to get more active online on your own channel. And we got greetings. Love that, Donna. Sounds fun. Yeah. I think it was his computer, his tablet, and something else. He still has one computer and a phone, so there still could be a show. If I set up the show and I'm doing them one at a time, you can figure I'm fighting the tech and I'm making it happen. Hi, Alec. We got greetings and accountability. Accountability, working on a friend who's rewriting old stories instead of finishing new ones. And an artist friend who's stuck on fixing older art instead of trying new things. Those are such traps. They can work in moderation, but friends, those are such traps. Do not get pulled into the past. Old stuff can be good if you use it for a new project. Don't get stuck on one thing for another. All that is a self-soothing way to feel like you're doing something without actually being challenged to make progress. Definite trap. Thank you for trying to help them get past that. My own accountability, taking an old scene from an abandoned story, making it into a scene from my new book. It's not like rewriting a whole novel. No. Whenever you have to edit something, one of the wisest things I've ever heard is whenever you have to pull a chunk out for length or storytelling, put the scene in a generic folder for scenes you've just thrown out, and then revisit it from time to time. Let's see, morning accountability. Oh heck, my to-do list is over there. Over there. I should say though that a technical book might need updating, but that's not like a novel. No, okay. You're getting caught in the minutia. We understand. Don't worry. Constantly updating your Muncie book. It needs updating because the game has changed. I can go longer with my Western martial arts books on updates because it's only when my style really shifts and has solidified that I do something to update something I've already done, which is actually something that is in the works. So I understand it. And we got greetings, and we got greetings. And I'm going to skip greetings for a bit, but I'm glad to see Dawn. Comment dump, one moment. We get back to where I am. There needs to be a return to current comment button. Not the star system, just a return to current comment button. And there we go. Cool. We've got greetings. We've got greetings. Don't move that kitten to get the to-do list. It's not worth it. Oh, yes, there's some news I want to mention. Josh told me there was a minor earthquake today in northern Illinois. I didn't notice. Sadly, Chicago is still attached. Well, the city-state of Chicago extends very far into Illinois and Indiana, being that I'm a creature who was raised in the region. Lamau on the last part. Indeed. I wonder how northern, says Dawn. 3.6 magnitude. That's not bad. Near Granville, Illinois. Might have been felt in Peoria from the map, but just a shiver. Oh, wow. Must have slept through it. Slept through the last one, too. Happened in 2008-ish. Yeah, I remember that. I guess they felt a slight tremor in Peru, Illinois. That's wonderful, though. I mean, little things like that, if no harm has come to it, it's, exciting. It reminds you that we live on a living planet. Hey, Mags. Good morning, all. Good morning, Trelena. I'm glad you are doing well and you've been busy. I'm a little concerned because I know how long it's been since you've checked my messenger. And basically, I know she counts it as a Dropbox. So I usually only throw happy, fluffy things so that she has stuff in there. But if it's everybody else, they may have important stuff. You never know. But so I hope that's a sign that you're busy and doing good, and not a sign that things are going rough. If they are, reach out, darling. You know I'm here. Well, and we're gonna let's see, and we've got everybody's happy to see Trey. And how is everybody on this fine day? Yes, it is a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, Trelena. And yep, it is Wednesday, my dude. Charlotte Cole says hello, everyone, and crawls into my window for some sunshine. Aw, still deciding. Just saw the map, bit close to home. Now I can say I've been in 2 earthquakes. I wonder how it played out in Washburn. Keisha's animals were probably a little freaked out. You should ask her. Maybe she can get a video out of it. And have more greens for Trey. The epicenter was only 50 miles away from me. Okay, starting to freak out mode like I did last time. Stupid what ifs. Okay. This is a great point to catch. And Carl's calm down. I know, hence the stupid. But that panic mode of stupid what ifs is exactly what just nails all of us trying to be creative. We need to embrace that we're going to feel that and breathe through it, okay? And then try anyway. Because, like I said, I far more respect a person who's tried and failed than somebody who's done nothing. And let's see. Oh, nope. That always works. Calm down, girl. Dawn. She's gonna start flipping you the bird. Oh, I know it's irrational. No, no, it's a process, and we go through that. I've been through enough tornadoes that have nearly missed. I felt like I was, dodging darts on the map for a while there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. That's right. Your subscriptions and your viewing these videos and the interaction I get really help the algorithm realize that there's something to what I am doing. So please keep wading in. And it's done. Oh, action is happening today. Technology is allowing Nick to broadcast again. People made fun of me for going, I don't know if I trust Windows. I'm going to get a Chromebook. Now I'm semi-rolling. And where am I? Okay. And morning, Kelly. That's Kelly Carlisle, the creator of From the Paranormal Case Files of Bishop Kincaid, and that's the Rembrandt Stratagem, and Atomic Tales, Atomic Stories. My brain just derped. I'm going to have to bring up the picture. Oh darn! It would be tragic if I had to go up and scroll through because my stuff got a little shuffled while I was doing stuff. And show this. Atomic Stories #1 and the Rembrandt Stratagem. Now, we know Rembrandt Stratagem has been delayed due to some Amazon things. Atomic Stories is well underway, and if there are delays, we're here for it anyway. Both of these are going to be worth the wait, because when we have difficulty, we can grow through it. And everybody's happy to see Kelly. I've got a comment dump that I have to deal with, so give me just a moment. Let me get scrolled back up. I am quite a bit behind. But everybody's happy to see Kelly, and let's see. We'll see if I can get the comments to show. Kelly, good morning, Kelly. Hey, Carl, how's your morning? And we got more greetings, and I'm going to skip a few of the greetings because there's something important. Happy birthday. We really want to say happy birthday. Carl's 64 today. Oh, heck. That's right. It's your birthday. Mm-mm. Happy birthday. Mm-mm. If I sing badly and off key, the algorithm can't recognize what I'm referencing. Ha ha! Happy birthday, Carl. All y'all redheads, send some Carl some love. That's what he seems to live for. So, morning all, morning Nick. Good morning, Joe D. McPhee. And he is coming in at a good time for me to run an ad. However, it is Carl's birthday, so I'm going to run Carl's ad. If I can get my scroll wheel to, there we go. We are almost there. All right. Yep. The Mad Gasser of Mattoon County is just a ongoing and bizarre saga that basically you need to follow. You just need to find out about it now. Let's get back to where we were. Here we go. Almost back. Greetings. And hope all is well. If you caught the beginning of the show at all, which it looks like you did, we've had an adventurous run to get where we are, but we are making it work. Hence the lovely addition of the, I want to say $5 on brand Walmart headset here. I'm using the really advanced stuff to get things done because my fancy stuff wasn't working. So I had to literally break into the package of my backup. But LOL at Alex Creation. Everybody's happy. Let's see. Woke Breaker says, it's Tockert time. Din, 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 din. Din, 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 din. Anyway, hey, Woke, hope you're doing good. Hey, Jody, I think I missed saying hi, so we got some more greetings. But I have the behind of a 25-year-old. I suppose they might want that back sometime. Live that dream, Carl. Live that dream. I've heard no complaints about your behind from Donna, so you must be doing something right. And, okay, we are almost to the glasses warning. And we got greetings. Yes, Nick changed them. Bad. Change your glasses. I was trying. I had to find them. They weren't hung up where they normally are because I had to move that so they didn't get broken. Good morning, everyone. We are always glad to see you, Woke. Hope you're having a good one. And accountability from Jody. After getting the promo strip loaded and make sure the poster done, timely we're the halfway to the goal PSN Kickstarter. Excellent. Morning, Woke. Hey, Woke. Just okay, Don. Anything I can do to make your day brighter? God bless you. This is the kind of people I'm privileged to associate with. I love that mentality. Accountability. I also got my article for the next issue of Comics Unlimited in, and it was approved to layout. Excellent. Glad to hear that, too. It's a great thing to do and a great thing to promote. 9 watching and only 6 likes. Get to liking, folks. Please do. And if not, please explain in detail what I'm doing wrong. Accountability was searching for prices at Mixum for printing of a certain book of interest to Nick. It's coming soon. Ooh. Yep. I can't wait to get my copy in my hot little hands. I know what that is. Sweet Jody. And let's say Dawn says, actually, okay, it's fine with me. Still organizing my day. I get that. That's kind of how my Tuesdays are. My Tuesdays, as a rule, are my very chill day. Of course, I violated that rule 6 ways to next Sunday, but we'll figure it out. And let's see. I'm up there at Don Dulas. Okay. And we were watching Joe work on your page Monday night. Excellent. I have to see what he was doing. I was, let's see, Monday night. I was working with Xander on some very important things, and that's what Monday night turned into. So I wasn't able to watch the streams that I wished I could. And, okay. We can hear you, thank gosh. That was, my fear of being muted, because I'm still getting used to the setup. You speak Yoda, you do? Yes. Having an open mindset is key. Haven't heard the hustle and flow speech in a while. Definitely needed the reminder. Trey, my love, my absolute goddess dear. Yes. you tend to hustle yourself to pieces and then forget to flow and go straight to melting into a pool. Get some rest, okay? I tried to tell that to Joe, and he basically gave me like the poop stink eye. But you both need to try to take it a little easy and get some recovery. Because this swing shift stuff. Hello, Xander. I don't know if you guys could hear him through this mic, but this swing shift stuff will destroy you, okay? And you ever need an ear, you have my number, okay? And I mean that. You can call, you can message. You know the rules. If you want to see me, you can show up at any time. If you want to see my house looking clean, you got to give me a few weeks' notice. I understand. I've been up since 3 a.m. working on delayed projects. Still not organized after being up for some time. I'm a little blah myself. It's one of those days, but we can get through it. And we've got good evening, Bonsard. I am so excited for the projects that are coming out down your pipe. I'm so excited to see Anwin coming to fruition. You are doing amazing things. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, Bonsert, and just please keep trucking at it. And everybody's going to greet Bonsert. So I'm going to scroll past that. And yay for Chromebooks. It may be a little slow because this is actually a refurbished one and a touch dodgy, but I am finding that it is surprisingly reliable, and they've started letting it Chromebook can use some of your Android apps. So I actually have probably my second favorite drawing program on here. And the literal only problem I have with it is that it doesn't allow text. There isn't a add text feature to it. But it's pretty darned amazing, and lately any of the stuff you've seen I've done has been done on it while I learn it, at least coloring wise for the picture I did as a commission for 10 for his wife, which she saw it early, but it was great fun. I have to reach out for him and thank him again. That's what I grabbed a piece of to make today's link. I've been neglecting some of my own artistic interests / pursuits, and one of them is I would love to get more skilled in the Art Nouveau style. I've always loved it. I've always found it beautiful, and it's one of those I'm trying to pursue what makes that do what feels so amazing and then chase that. So that's part of my artistic development. I don't talk about that a lot on the show. I'm usually chasing my writing things. I'm also waiting as a panzer for how this trap that is sprung is going to come closed on some people. It'll be interesting. And Alex says, yes, Chromebook is what I started on with everything. A lot of kids have. And frankly, I got something with that was $80 refurbished that had a lot of features that to get it through a Windows book, I would have had to pay several $100s. And this was going to just be a backup box because all it does mostly is Google stuff. But it is surprising me. And given the quality of the camera, respectively, I really don't have much complaint. The only issue I have is that it doesn't have a trackpad kind of rollerball type thing. So my Ergo mouse is plugged in and it's working. Plus, the battery life is absolutely insane. I hope your day moves from okay to super fantastic, Dawn. Aw. And Dawn says, hi, Xander. Are Chromebooks worth the money? It depends what you're going to do with them. If you understand that it's a fairly light system, okay, they're really good for the right apps. Because I have started living in Google Docs, because having my stuff backed up on somebody else's computer that I can access on any of my devices is a lifesaver. I'm kind of living in that environment. Now, mine did come with a micro SD slot, so I could have some included on board extra storage. So, if you're doing basic computing, basic like internet stuff, you are using the Google Suite. You live in Chrome like I do. I think having one, because you can get a refurbished one if you don't need a touch screen and stylus like I desperately needed, for like $50. Having one and keeping it roughly up to date, as demonstrated with my entire my systems and backups falling over, I think it's worth it. Like I said, I also have part of the NIC field somehow affects explorer.exe. It's happened several times to me. And when my computer died as I was trying to finish college and all my papers were wrapped up in it, I would have probably failed college had I not been able to get at those files. And the only reason the Dell Duck Tapatron was able to be used was it let me boot in and search through files through Chrome. So it literally saved my educational career, and I am incredibly ecstatic. So if you are a light grade user, by all means. The other nice thing is this is $80. I mean, I don't want to lose it, but it's a whole lot nicer taking it out and going, it's $80 if it's destroyed, and I while I'm on the way to the library, than it is if it's I forgot it, my mouse for a second. If it's a $400 or I see people going around, yeah, this is a $1,500 laptop. My gosh. Kelly, we've got a few old Chromebooks just for traveling. It can be different than Windows if you get used to it, if you are used to that. And I would not try to use one for everyday use. And Kelly's trying to get rid of Word and HP. Okay, Kelly, boy, did you come to the right person to ask about that. I have a passion in that I do not rent programs. I'm going to say that again. I do not rent programs. Well, Word 365 is no. I buy the program and then I use it, and you can't take it away. Sorry, that's how I like to live. Better is a quality free. So what you're going to want to look into is LibreOffice, LIBRE Office. That is a great way to replace the Office suite if you are living offline in terms. Google Docs, though, while occasionally has some tweaks to the formatting, and that you have to, there is an extra thing you have to get. I have to do that on this box to cut and paste. It gets a little funny, but Chrome as an environment and the Google Suites are just amazing. It just tanking works.
Oopsie.
Oh, you're okay. You didn't do anything.
I was playing with the yo-yo and I hit the floor with it.
Did you break the yo-yo?
I hope I didn't.
Okay. Do you need me to roll the yo-yo up?
I was trying to see.
You're okay. You're okay, buddy. Here. Sorry, we're gonna have a yo-yo wrapping moment. Wrapping a yo-yo is tricky. You gotta have pressure, and then you let it loose to see how it caught, and then you spool. Okay? It takes a lot of practice.
Okay.
Your yo-yo may be a little too long for you. Should it be? This is a good size yo-yo.
And I hope it didn't break.
I don't think you broke it. And if you did, it would be an accident. Okay? When things break because you had an accident, it's very different than when things break because you got mad. Okay? Sorry about that, parental Tourette's or whatever. I have to do my job. But I kind of like it. I am just, I'm very much a noob. Okay, if you need a program for Chromebook, I suggest the MediaBang Paint Pro. It can be downloaded. It's a good free program, and in my options, better than Krita. I've dabbled in MediaBang, Medibang Paint before, and I found it okay. My favorite, and it is actually my favorite drawing app for just the way it works with me, is Infinite Painter. However, there's a couple other programs that have been trying to steal the name Infinite Painter. So if you're on like a tangible Kindle, there's something called Infinite Painter, which is not made by the same people. It does not work the same. It is not. But the Infinite Painter app is one of my favorites. I also really like the brushes. Now, Clip Studio Paint, 1 blows that out of the water. I mean, Clip Studio's just amazing, but it also costs a couple $100. So yes, I will have a Windows box going again, and one of quality if I have to, shake the pillars of heaven. But it seems like Black Friday's coming, so I will try to see what my savings can provide, and we can go. However, I did just spend my personal, businessy side of things savings on the Chromebook that I have right now. So we will see. Okay, let's see. And Carl says, poverty teaches you to be careful and not waste anything. I'm not sure it's a bad lesson for all to learn. Some could be more careful with their money. It is just that, like all things, it's a moderation. You have to learn to be careful, but the constant stress and fear of poverty, related to it, can be incredibly damaging. And as someone who is, I have fought severe depression my entire life. I mean, from, preschool on, severe depression. Stressors like that can be dangerous to fatal. So you have to balance poverty with not giving a dang. So I have to have a pickup truck because I drive around and people throw something away that's perfectly good and useful to me, and I acquire it, as I did just acquire a couple things that were being pitched that might be of use to either me or my old man. But you balance it. Oof, no. Okay, we've got that, and I need a good, cheap laptop. Anyone have suggestions? I need to, and yes, I know Carl needs to watch the replay because we went 4 hours. And Brian and I then talked for another hour and change. My bum is still sore. But God bless Brian K. Morris. And Carl recommends Newegg. And what's Newegg? It's a you could find discounted and cheap and great deals on electronics on Newegg. Due to a problem with my debit card right now, I have to kind of be careful how I do stuff. So I got this through Amazon. And let's see, discount store. Oh, sorry, it's jumping around. We got a comment dump. Okay. Sorry, we got a lot of comments, so I must be hitting. My problem wasn't my box. It is my net burping. Great. I may have to cycle my router later. Anyway. Yeah, as Nick said to me on a previous stream, You will look back when you're older and you realize that you have it much better now than you have it then. Deal. I have the scars to prove it. Yeah. Yeah. And bad days. The other thing about bad days and the falling on your face, it makes you appreciate the good days. Now it's not easy to see, and I don't know if I can show it. You see how there's that light line right here, and it runs. I'm going to try to get you show. It runs all the way up to about here, a little farther under my eyebrow. That's where a spiked ring took my eyebrow off in junior high. Because somebody was going to rabbit punch my friend in the back of her head, and I had arms full of books, so the only way I could stop it at the time, because I wasn't trained properly, was to lean in like an idiot and take the hit. And since it was a turn, landed right there. But every day since then, well, not every day, a couple of them have been worse than that, but not much. An online store that I trust more than Amazon. Much appreciated. He's right, Alec. When I look back, I had the past, it's past. Amazon is the double agent of retail and book publishing. I quit buying from Amazon and Walmart. Unfortunately, my finances require me to do business with them. So I do business with them. It's situational on that. Now, when I can, I prefer to jump straight to the smaller, close-in people, but it is what it is. It's all about attitude. Appreciate what you have. That, they say an attitude of gratitude, and it sounds cliche, but it literally will change your life when you stop looking at what you don't have, and you start thinking about how content and blessed you are to have what you have. It's almost time for me to play my favorite Christmas song ever. It's not quite there. I try to wait till Thanksgiving to do it. But I will be sharing it around on Facebook several times as it becomes needed. My personal favorite Christmas song that I have to hear every year, aside from the traditionals that are more you hear to sing with your family, is barely even a song. It's Christmas as I Knew It by Johnny Cash. And there's so much love and so much wisdom in that song that I wish everyone would listen to it. And I don't say that lightly. And Kelly's going to check out Newegg, which is good. We had to rework a book cover today. It was a good thing. I found an error on the back text that needed to be fixed. Sometimes that failure helps make things better. And that's the other thing. When you use AI or a cheater program, you don't get to fail. And sometimes that accidental line that you draw when you're doing art that you can't erase, you have to fix. And it turns into something else that can change a whole image, it radiates out. Don't be afraid of error. Radio says we reached 60 backers on our Kickstarter today. This means we start our art contest. Check out this link for the rules and conditions. I actually got in on the last one. I might try for this one if I can get things to work out. And that's www.associationofishtar.com/contest. Let's see. We got a comment dump again, so we'll take a second. Oh, no, you guys are going to get accidentally highlighted some things. Wait. Nope. There we are. It doesn't like to reset between scrolls. There we are. Okay. Everybody's happy to hear that from Bonzert. And then we got, I get told all the time, you'll have to get an actual job to like it. I'd rather do what I love instead of working a job I dislike that makes me miserable. I don't count that as living. Tell you something else. Someday I will show you my work history, Alec. I'm serious. But I will give you a hint. I have worked every hi, my name is Joe job you can imagine. And some of them were far better than others, but you can find joy in everything you do. Don't be afraid of having to, while you're trying to make it, having to do the 9 to 5 thing or whatever shift you work, because that will give you a different kind of experience. I also believe that everyone should have to work retail because it will forever cure you of entitlement. And at the same time, it will make you feel a bit better about yourself because of some of the stuff you'll come in. But if you can get a job and go straight into living the dream, do it. Okay? But at the same time, if you got to make some bank and you got to do a Joe job, you do the hi, my name is Joe. You do it as good as you can and you learn everything you can, especially if it gets you out in touch with the community. But then when you go home, you're not gaming. You're working the second job that gives you what you love. Because of the way my upbringing and early stuff worked, I was often working 3 jobs at the same time. 2 part-times, and then, if I had a day off, I was subbing, because a lot of times you could only get little slivers of a job in this economy because they don't want to risk having to pay overtime or worse benefits. So you have fallbacks, and if you have something like substitute teaching, which is one of the benefits of having at least a little college under your belt, you have something you can fall back to. And I will tell you this: there's a world of difference in being broke to the point where things have gone catastrophically wrong and you can't pay your bills, is very different than being in that boat but not having no money for food. They are 2 radically different scenarios. I will also say this: avoid credit cards. They're just problematic. They just are. Sorry for the gurgle thing, but I got to keep moist. Now let's see, what's Carl say? Something you might have a day job, especially if you want to buy things, but you can live simply. Sometimes you can get by. And remember, there are day jobs that don't suck. If you find a job that has aspects you can enjoy or fit your personality, it's not as bad. I loved being a librarian. I loved being a substitute teacher. I loved being an art instructor for a program, even if the program itself was a little oddly and uncomfortably run. But the day job is what gets you to do what you want. And then you pay your bills and you sock money away and you live simply. And Carl hit the real thing. Trust the Buddhist to live simply. Every once in a while, I get tempted because it's funny. Carl comes from a history of he's Buddhist and he has a lot of that philosophy. I come from extremely Catholic upbringing, as in priests and monks and friars. And every once in a while, my brain will look at all the stuff around me that I have and go, is this imprisoning me? And having lost everything I've owned a couple times, I enjoy it, but I also understand that it's all fleeting. So it's odd. For me, this is going to sound odd, but for me, stepping back and living a very austere life would almost be a form of hedonism. Because I don't think my family or anyone else around me could tolerate me if I had that much time to relax and be inside my head. Plus, I'm an artist of too many things. Kelly says, I'm used to having delays of temporary failures. It makes me stronger, makes me produce a better label. I always say slow but steady. I'm working on me and my new indie label. You just got to put in the hours. When you're working with the public, you be transparent. Why am I not writing right now? Well, because I've spent the last few days trying to keep my computers going. And I needed to do that. Why is my broadcast a little different, the audio a little different? Because I'm doing this, but I'm bending over backwards to try to make this happen. I may not be monetized in what I am doing with the promotions much, but this is a big part of my job because I wrote the books. They're great. Now I have to get them out there. I'm writing the next book. It will be great. Then I have to get it out there, but not neglect the ones that are already out there. It's just tending the fire. Talked about it way earlier in the chat. It's all about tending the fire. I know, but then I'd try to do something that would exactly with your mentality and with your thriftiness, looking for a part-time library job, looking for applying for a position working at a college or somewhere where you get some benefits for it could be great. I will tell you, one of my happiest jobs, I was a job coach, and part of my job ended up being running a hot dog cart at Washington Park in Michigan City. And while the inner workings of that were a nightmare, I had a boss who doctored my hours. I had a boss who attempted to sexually assault me. Well, technically did sexually assault me, but it was terminated via broomstick. But I still loved going out, making hot dogs for people, taking their money, and sitting in the sun by the beach. And on my break, I would do the same thing I did every time somebody came to relieve me. I would run, take my work shirt off, run full bird, dive into Lake Michigan, swim the length of the beach, the boardwalk area, run out and run to go to the bathroom, because that was all the time I had for break was that and run to go to the bathroom. And then my relief was done. But there were such moments of such beauty and just bizarre, delightful things that I miss that job. One of my dream jobs actually was running a ramen cart in high school. Yes, I was an otaku. I was an anime nut at that time too. But the idea of just going to the mall or going to festivals with a cart, sitting behind and making fancy ramen for people, I thought would be a delightful career, along with teaching and everything else. You can find something that you enjoy, and you can do it and be creative while you're doing it. But I learned things through work, and it gave me a material to write about. Yep, it's all about gathering experience, and you need to look at life. You need to look at life through the lens of what are you learning? What can it teach me? And a lot of the stress and a lot of the despair will go away, as will maintaining your mental health, just like anything. And if you need medication, get it. If you need a counseling system, get it. For health standing, there's no difference from needing physical therapy as there is needing mental therapy. Okay? And it sucks, and you feel ashamed and scared, but wow, can getting the right kind of help change your life, and maintaining it, because you deserve to live, not just survive. Good, Kelly. Life experience leads to great stories. whether factual or fiction. Yeah, I mean, remember, Through the Thinning Veil, where did all my publications get? I put them, ha. Okay, I think Through the Thinning Veil is the thick one on the bottom. Nope, that's the Simple Spear. Is it the thick one on top? Yep. I dropped something. I saw it go. Oh well. Hope it wasn't important. Through the Thinning Veil. Okay? This has 7 stories in it. Several of them are from when I was doing paranormal consultation. I got a lot of the people I met as my clients, etc. And I was not paid for that service. That was something I did because of where I worked or where I went to school. Don't be afraid to get yourself out there, and don't be afraid to be the odd person out in a situation as long as it's safe to do so. You'll get great stories. Brian said that you can't read some of these and not have it turn your stomach to water, and I think it was your bowels to water. It was really delightful terming. I'm pretty sure it was from one of the real ones. Speaking of, I may be doing audio recordings of that for the right people, and it may become an audiobook. I'm not sure yet. I have to figure out if I can do it. Carl says 44 years of working in jobs made me appreciate being a full-time writer, waster. Full-time time waster. I mean writer now. Oh, it's glorious. Although I could never be a full-time anything. I'm always going to be a Ricochet Rabbit. Carl, I just don't like moving fast just to have something to sell. I always write or draw what fulfills you, not quick product no one will want. And that is another balance. The problem is, with the creatives I know, the vast majority of them err towards so much perfectionism they never put a product out. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, and it is the courage to continue that counts. Yes! That is beautiful. You're not a writer, Carl. You are an author, sir. And a good one, my friend. Paperback writer. Anyway, The Mad Gasser is delightful and entertaining. Yep. Okay, here we go. Aw, thanks. Call center, Nick. I'm almost an hour behind. I'm sorry, guys. Takes me back to call center days. Yeah, well, if it works, it works. I'm willing to have itchy ears and to do this to get you guys the information and promotion I can. Call center Dawn was probably one spicy gal. Whoops. Yeah, so spicy talking about TVs, laxatives, and blood pressure machines. Do laxatives and blood pressure machines work together? They may. Never took those calls at the same time. Gray Wolf, hey Gray, says Illinois' fat governor was out jogging. Oh, that's beautiful. Don't mind me lurking. Now you're fine. I have that one. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chris. And everybody's greeting Chris and squeeing. And, well, let me deal with this comment dump because everybody's happy. I know it's getting to be that time, folks. Uh-oh, wait, I saw a name. Now, why is this being very problematic? Okay, yep. There we go. Everybody's happy to see Chris. Unfortunately, my to-be-read pile is massive. One day, though, Kelly. Yep. I cannot be held accountable for my to-be-read pile. I have an addiction. It's a problem. Hi, my name is Nick, and I love to buy books. But basically, I have a lot of books with different quitter strips in them floating around as I do stuff. Quitter strip is totally a term for a bookmark I got from Amanda. Jeez, why is this being so persnickety? And let's see, no comment. This is not the green room. Happy birthday to Uncle Carl. May your day be awesome, enjoyable, and fun. And we got greetings, and we got greetings, and we got greetings. And I have to skip through a lot of the greeting stuff just to get back, if I ever want, I hope to catch up. And Carl says, I prefer celebrating September 28th, 2018, the day I retired. And I get that, because from what I've noticed about Carl wants to be celebrated for what he does and what choices he's made and things like that, not just his mere existence. I think, however, we should celebrate both, because we are not just celebrating that Carl was born, but we are celebrating that Carl was around to come into our lives and how blessed we are to be in the same time. Kitty lunchtime. See y'all Friday. Laters. Bye, Donna. I understand. And Kitty lunch. Well, everyone have a great day. And you should celebrate both. See, Chris knows. Celebrate whatever you can about something worth celebrating. I completely concur. Let me get back to, there we go. And we got everybody saying bye, bye. So I'm going to skip those. But there is love. What specs are you looking for, Kelly, in a laptop? And more greetings. And let's see. I don't know if Trey's still here, but it's good that she's been greeted. And putting your stuff out there is a little nerve-wracking. Not a little. It's terrifying. It is gut-wrenching. And once you get a negative review on something you worked a lot on, you feel like you've been just shanked. My problem is I am so used to insults that insults are a lot easier to endure than compliments in some ways. And you get that way. If you aren't, your skin will get thicker. Because remember, you only accept critique from people you would seek advice from. The rest, it becomes a matter of, at best, taste. And Birdcage is here. Hey, Bird. Greeting the chat. And come join IndieCD.org at Birdcage. We want to learn more about the Daggers of the Danged and the origin of Zebro. Good morning. If I have to have two fully running PCs on the desk, I am watching the show. Thank you, dear. That's my lovely wife. Where's my copy of Coy Wolf? Oh, where is my copy? Because I'm reading that. Darn it. Anyway. Yes, I know. I have to work on my study. It's a disaster, but it's my disaster. Hi, dear. I hope you're doing better, and I'm glad your PCs are finally running. Anyone feel weird listening to their own voice? Everybody does. Because you don't ever really hear yourself through the same systems. You have it. Your voice radiates through your bones and conductivity and all that. So you never sound the same. I personally despise my voice when I hear it. But some people enjoy it, so I let it go. And Woke says, Newegg is great. One can maximize money if one learns where to look and how to find deals and bargains. It's all about vigilance and preparation. Your goal is to end up what I call bill pay broke. My bills are paid, my food is set, and other than that, unless it's something really important, I'm broke. Because I know I'm going to need that money for when something goes wrong. And when my computer started to go, talked to Mandy, we looked at the points. I had about $100 I could make work. Got the book, the Chromebook, and I'm going. That's because until I needed it, that money didn't exist. You understand? Because I know what's coming down the pipe. And you have to develop that. That is part of the economic skill set that is not taught. Now, I am not a finance guy. I have not been able to really do bonds and just, keeping keeping a savings account has been challenge enough for me at times. But watching for the bargains, and when there is a bargain, buying it in bulk to cover for the bad days later has served me very well. That's part of what we talk about. If there's a good sale or something that can help people, we try to talk about it here. Building is always better if possible. Absolutely. That's how I'm going to get a new couch at some point. Hi, Amanda. And everybody's greeting Amanda, so I'm going to put that up. Dawn's greeting Bird, and we've got a comment dump, so I'll do the song and dance there. Amanda, very tempted to come down to the library and say hi and then come back home. Well, and let's see. Well, no sound. Reminds me of why this box is being replaced. Makes sense. It decides when and if pieces are going to work. Good morning, Amanda and Moist, for those of you who need to hear it. LOL, Dan. And guys, please snag Coy Wolf. It is a great read. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. And to the people who want the sequel, tell her, not me, because she doesn't believe it. She needs encouragement, folks. So please encourage her. See, you guys, this is novel. She has to put up with me like this, all the time. You've become who you needed to be in order to survive. Now you need to be who you need in order to thrive. Another brilliant one. Never underestimate the power of supportive family and friends, says Chris. This right here. You build a life with this, you've got it made. The greatest, most valuable, most important decision I have made in my entire life was to seek out Amanda. That's the single most important decision I have ever made. And it required me being bolder than I'd been before. It required me making a lot of changes to myself to be a better person than I was. I was not always this jovial, well, I've always been a bit jovial, but person before you. Okay. I've had a lot. And sometimes meeting somebody and loving somebody means looking hard at yourself and putting down the things that you couldn't put down for yourself and doing things that you couldn't do for yourself. I do not tell people I have not fought back from not being able to use my hands for me. I don't live day to day for me. I live to be there for her and for Xander and for an extent you guys. When you find somebody who is worth being a foundation to your universe, that's the luckiest thing, the best break you'll ever have. And I'm blessed to have her, and I'm blessed to have some truly amazing friends. And I may have a bit of karma in the bank towards all that, and I'm glad to have it. Oh, I'm going to skip briefly ahead to Coy Wolf. Yes, her book set in Nolans about a rather roguish young lady who is trying to deal with the ramifications of her lack of shifting in a community of shifters and seeing if she can survive and possibly restore her legacy. The book will make you laugh. It'll make you angry when it's supposed to. It will scare the crud out of you at certain points. And it will make you so hungry that you'll probably put on weight. I hate to put it that way, but she writes about food in a way that is delightful and borderline indecent. But let's see. And some buy books. I buy model airplanes. Got no problem with that either. You got to find what brings joy. Oh, let's see. I sent you a thingamajig on Twitter, 2 files by mistake. Okay. I have my notifications on my phone turned off, but I will look into that. The second file is the correct one. Okay. And what do we have? Because if I don't trust my internet right now to try to go off of this. So it may be something we talk about Friday, if you don't mind, Woke. And models are enjoyable and fun. I've been making mine out of wood for years. In fact, I'm going, as part of probably today, set up and we're going to make a bunch of wooden models and things. My son and I will minis and big stumpy robots and things like that when I'm done here. Total organization is an indicator of a diseased mind. Then my mind is healthy! Because I am surrounded by chaos. Being broke is better than being bankrupt, and I have been both due to medical illnesses and familial requirements. I want to tell you something. It is possible. I'm going to paraphrase my man Picard. It is possible to do everything right and still lose. That is just a fact of life. I also don't believe in no-win situations. A lot of life is about finding your own victory conditions. And that mentality, finding your own victory conditions, is what will just inflame people. I've had so many people come up to me. How are you so happy? How dare you be happy? That's, because I'm sitting there, at Burger King, and I'm eating a rodeo cheeseburger. And I love a rodeo cheeseburger. It's a cheeseburger with barbecue sauce and onion rings on it. I'm a fat guy. I accept this. And I've had people, they get their big Whoppers and they're eating, and I'm just happy as a lark. And I've had them look at, I've got a triple, quadruple Whopper. And you've got that. Why are you happy? Because it's what I want. And I am content. I don't want your burger. I want my burger. It's like, there is a type of motorcycle called a Grom. It's a little tiny motorcycle. And there is a fellow in LaPorte County, I don't know his name, I really wish I had an opportunity to, who has a Grom. It is not an expensive bike. It is not a powerful bike. It's got very thick tires. And this guy has a little half helmet, so it looks like a mushroom, and he's a larger guy. He's on this little bike, and he is nothing but grin, just pure joy. Anytime I'd see him, like, that is a man who has found his joy. That's what's going to help. Strategic planning and buying can be useful. Absolutely. We found, what was it? Oh, God. We ended up buying 200 pounds of pasta once. And it was because the pasta was like at 10 cents a pound. I need to check something. Give me a moment. Yep. Where is that at? I need my...
Hi there, my name's Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Aphelion website. Aphelion has been online since 1997. Since then, we've brought you the very best amateur science fiction and fantasy writing. and given the world at least 100 brand new professional writers from those who have walked through our doorways. So if you enjoy reading, look for Aphelion. That's www.aphelion-webzine, webzine.com. A quick Google of Aphelion-webzine will give you everything you want to know, plus 20 years worth of our backlog of files, our archive of stories stretching back until February of 1997. Think of Aphelion as a permanent floating writer's workshop dedicated to helping new writers become proficient enough to become professional writers and best-selling writers. We have over 100 success stories to our name, and if you're an amateur writer, you may be our next triumph. And if you just like to read stories, we've got plenty of them for you. Just come on by and visit. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Wow, that was timed great. One, Aphelion is an amazing resource for basically anyone who wants to get into sci-fi, and if you just love to read great stuff. Oh my God. I do apologize for having to drop off like that. Alexander had made toast, which he's allowed to do. He knows how to do. However, the toast had triggered the smoke detector, which required me to go hop off and make sure my house wasn't burning. But let's see. I awoke. And yes, Coy Wolf, Amanda's great book. You should go buy it. And then bug her for him. And Jack Grove, at Chris Walker, my current build is a Luftwaffe Arado 24 Blitz jet bomb, 234 Blitz jet bomber. That's cool. Purchased it, and your co-authored work with her. Oh, I did the art cover for that. I don't know if I count as a co-author for Derivative Fiction, which is a great book as well. But I think you'll enjoy all of that. Thank you, Chris. Gotta run and be semi-adulty. Yet we're getting near the 2-hour line, which is acceptable for a Wednesday. Finding happiness is commended and encouraged. I miss the rodeo burger. It was flavorful and inexpensive. Both reinforce each other, make it even better. You can still order them. They just upcharge like $1. However, I have all but given up eating out because the prices have become so inflated that I don't see the point of fast food as a rule. Now, I make a rare exception when I get to go out by myself, which is about once every 3 months, and I usually get myself a rodeo cheeseburger. I know, I'm big and exciting. But that's okay, because I've found, what makes me happy isn't usually the big extreme stuff. We have a lot of things that will be obstacles. And one of the great things that people don't realize is when you get on top of the obstacle that you are climbing over, it gives you perspective. And that's where wisdom comes from. Wisdom comes from experiences. Experience comes from making bad decisions. Making bad decisions comes from a lack of experience. That's why me cracking open that computer and possibly ruining it matters. I'll be done. I'm signing off, and then I will say prayers with you. Okay, buddy? So, sorry about that. You have to get out and do things. Now, I'm going to say this, guys. All of the things you do, if you write, if you create, if you draw, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. All right? I love you, and you should too. And I will see you Friday for another episode of Nevermind The Furthermore. And I'm glad to be of service. And thank you for buying my wife's book. I will see you all very soon. Toodles.